What's going on, YouTube? Today I got this 2007 Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. The customer's been complaining of a lot of steering wheel vibration when sitting at red lights. And it's a pretty common problem, not just on Toyotas, but a lot of cars that use this style of engine mount, and most of your 4-cylinders do. Now when these mounts get weak, they don't even have to be broke, just when they get old and stretched and weak, they allow the engine to move a lot. So I'm going to be showing you how to replace this mount today. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so I can continue to make videos like this to make your life easier. Let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is take this top cover out of your way. 2 10mm bolts. And these little clips back here. They kind of just screw in. One's already missing. And just set that to the side and leave your bolts in the holes. Now the next thing we're going to do is take 10mm. It's on my gun already. Take this power steering reservoir out of your way a little bit. You can also pull up and get it out of this bracket, but I'm not trying to break that reservoir, so we're just going to kind of leave that alone. Everything on this car is probably pretty brittle, judging on the age and miles. It's got I think 150-some thousand miles. Now we can get access to all your top motor mount bolts. Now the first thing you're going to do before you start taking those engine mount bolts loose is get you a floor jack and a block of wood. Because when we take this mount off, the engine's going to drop down a little bit. Let's push it under there. Hopefully y'all can see on the oil pan, right in the center of the oil pan, just till it starts touching. Alright, being careful not to trip up. Okay, now pay close attention, because this is going to save you from having to put it on a rack, because Toyota decided to put 2 bolts on the bottom of this mount. So what I always do is take these off first, and you can get under there. Just take your 14mm and a ratchet. Once you get that bolt loose, you can just usually spin it off by hand. Let's see if I can get my little 1/4 inch down in there to speed this up. There we go. Being careful not to drop it. Set up there with our other bolts. And there's another one right behind it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my 1/4 inch ratchet on that one, so I'm just going to spin it off by hand. Can't really see what I'm doing, but you know, a lot of things when you work on cars are all about feel. And being careful not to drop that bolt. Alright. Now we're going to take off these 1, 2, 3, 4 total 14mm bolts. Go ahead and grab our new mount. A 14 socket, or whatever you have at home. Of course, it's always that one bolt that wants to drop. Never fails. Hopefully it hit the ground. I don't hear it. Just fish that bad boy out. Let's find the right pattern here. Okay, look at that. Completely broke. Let me look on the ground and see if that bolt fell. I'm probably not going to be that lucky. Oh, I guess I'm doing something right today. Now these are all the same except for that one that goes on the bracket right here on the engine. Sorry, I got a bit of a cold. Hope I'm not getting the Rona. Fish that back down in there. Alright. I'm going to have to jack this engine up a little bit more, but let's see if we can get these bolts started real quick. That one started. Yeah, this reservoir's kind of a pain in the butt. Trying to avoid taking the hoses off it so we don't lose any fluid. Let's jack that motor up a little bit. Now that this nice new mount is all tight, and I have less wiggle room. Make sure you start these bolts by hand because the nuts are threaded into the body of the car, welded into the body of the car. This one's always a booger. Let me grab my extension. Let's jack the motor up a little bit more. Maybe that'll help. There we go. All right. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and lock down all those. Just nice and snug. Now we can put these bottom bolts on. We'll put the back one on first. Using both hands and our pointer fingers. Thread them down as far as you can by hand. Less ratcheting. I'm going to tighten that one first. Let's loosen clockwise. we go. Put your reservoir back down. Grab your tin. Just like that. Go ahead and let your jack down. Get all your tools out of the way.